Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today. My name is Mel Rose, and I'm here to share your daily aspects. Today is Wednesday, April 13, 2022. Sun in Aries, Moon in Virgo. We express ourselves by our actions, and we have an inner drive to set things in order or to be of service. Now is a time to act from the heart. Give away some of what you've been holding back in terms of active involvement in someone's welfare, even if that someone is you. Waxing gibbous is a time of action as we work to meet our goals. Let's make sure we have our ducks in a row as we set our plans into motion. I'm going to get right into the aspects, but first I will point out the handcrafted key on the right-hand side of the page. Most of the symbols on the page have made it into the key, so if you desire a point of reference, it's right here. I have otherwise divided the page into two columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon is the luminary that sheds light on our inner lives. This is your relationship with yourself, what it feels like to be in your body, heart, and mind, and in your home. The transits and aspects the moon makes are all very brief, and they have a subtle impact on those things you think, feel, know, and intuit, but may choose whether or not to express. The sun is the luminary that sheds light on our outer lives. This is the outward expression of yourself in the world, specifically in your work, social, and civic spaces. I address the sun and the rest of the planet's movements on this side because these have a greater impact on that outward expression. And we begin on the moon side today at 10:15 this morning, Central Standard Time, friends. Moon goes trine to Uranus. All moon aspects will pertain to the sign Cancer, and Uranus is a ruler of Aquarius. We can feel good about making changes around the home. We may also be well positioned to have a change of heart at this time. On the sun side of the page, in the ongoing column, Mercury sextile Mars and Mercury square Pluto have been with us for a few days, and today is the last day. Gemini and Virgo, Aries and Scorpio, you have ruling planets here. While these planets have been in aspect, Mercury has moved from Aries to Taurus. Hopefully at this time we have a very clear idea which among our favorite ideas seems best likely to take root, and we have given it a fertile bed of soil to grow in. Jupiter conjunct Neptune is the big one, of course. Pisces and Sagittarius may especially notice these vibrations. These two friendly and optimistic planets plan to rain blessings of creation and expansion in our lives for the next 2 weeks. Jupiter is a nurturing figure that gives and gives, while Neptune is a nourishing figure that feeds our imagination. It's like a storm of good vibrations and positive inspiration. Our growth potential is huge right now if we can give some of our focus to the creative drive. And then Sun sextile Saturn will be with us through the 19th. And this gives us a lot of focus and drive and positive functioning in our outer lives toward the sense of security or stability in our lives. Aries, Leo, Capricorn, and Aquarius will be most affected here at this time. I see this like an umbrella of focus, good habits, and activity that can help us process the deluge here and also help us keep our heads above water in terms of attending our real daily lives while we're getting so creative and positive vibrations. Tomorrow, Mars leaves Aquarius and moves into Pisces. This will bring our initiative more into alignment with this Jupiter and Neptune conjunction, encouraging us to pursue a more spiritual or intuitive path at a time when those energies are stronger than usual. And we'll see a full moon in Libra this Saturday. This will be the time to celebrate how far we've come on the journey, how we've grown, and what we've gained. Full moon in Libra with Sun in Aries. This is a time to observe and appreciate duality and the balance of complementary opposites, which both create and destroy one another in their constant interaction. Later this week on Sunday, we'll have two more Mercury aspects coming in, a sextile with Venus. See, sextile Mars, sextile Venus, right? They were conjunct, they're further apart now. and then a conjunct with Uranus. So it looks like we'll have a conversation about feeling compelled to change our minds here. And also we'll have some cooperative functioning with our sense of desire and drawing things into us. And I just left this as a note down here. Pluto is going to go retrograde at the end of the month on the 29th. Until that happens, and for a month now at least, all of these planets, all of the planets have been moving direct in the sky from our perspective. Now, they all move on their direct path around the sun at all times, but from our perspective, since we're on a planet that's in orbit around the sun, watching other planets in their orbits around the sun, sometimes they appear to go backwards or retrograde. And when that happens, then we interpret the way they have an impact on us in a different way. So just to be clear, all the planets are moving direct right now. This is a great time of forward motion and initiative. Everything's functioning the way that we would normally expect it to function. And that's bringing in a lot of positivity and momentum, initiative, good vibrations, positive creative potential. Enjoy it while you can, friends. Okay, that's it for today's astrology. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like my video, subscribe, click the notifications bell. I post here every day and I wouldn't want you to miss a thing. And friends, I appreciate it so much when you comment to ask questions or provide encouragement. It isn't just gratifying for me to know that you're listening, it lets YouTube know that you're engaged in the content, and for that I am grateful. Also, if you know anyone for whom this guidance may resonate, I encourage you to share. Sharing is caring, and we all want to be in on the best information we can get. Now, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to talk about tarot as it relates to astrology today. First, I'll discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll do a quick rundown of today's astrology before throwing a random card that hopefully speaks somehow to today's energies. So let's go ahead and get into that. The tarot card on the side of the page is the Four of Wands, and it represents the last 10 days of the sun's transit through Aries. So here we are at the end of the very beginning. Aries is the first of the three signs that represent the springtime on our wheel of the year, and Aries itself is broken down into these three parts. So this is the third part of the first month of the year. Four of Wands, Wands is fire, Aries is a fire sign. It's all about initiative, spark, drive, passion, those internally resourced things that move us forward, that make us want to act, that make us want to use our physical body to go and get things done. And the Four of Wands is a reflection of the action of celebration, homecoming, celebrating with your community or your family or friends. We celebrate the harmony and the good relationships and joy that we find in our home space and among our communities and groups. This represents a time of peace after a period of hard work, and it does especially apply to larger groups of people like families and friend groups. If you put it in context, Two of Wands, we got our resources together and then we pushed our vision into an actual plan, something that was moving forward. And then in Three of Wands, we watched that unfold with grace and ease, no doubt. We watched the rapid expansion of our plans turn into something even bigger than we probably thought they could be. And now the Four, it's kind of it's an early ending. It is a time to pause and look back and celebrate what we have achieved so far. So that's appropriate as we're coming up to the full moon to be able to celebrate among friends and family. And, to get there, we're going to have to keep acting from the heart to achieve our celebration. So I think that's really good vibes for this time in specific. And now I'm going to go ahead and mix up my cards while I remind myself and the cards that the sun is in Aries. Chiron is also in Aries. Chiron's transit in Aries started in 2018 and will not be out of there until 2027. So we've got another good 5 years thinking about Chiron and Aries themes. Chiron and Aries themes are about having comfort in your self-expression, you know, around the people that you choose to surround yourself with, and also feeling as though you fit in or are accepted in your groups, your family groups, your work groups, your friend groups, but especially those social groups on the sun side here. So, you know, diversity and inclusion, allowing people to be themselves and welcoming them into the fold in any case. That's what Chiron in Aries is about, and we're going to be discussing those themes still for another 5 years anytime we talk about Chiron. The sun in Aries is just a time of fresh beginning, of spark and initiative, a time when we get started. We rededicate ourselves to our own personal well-being and progress, and we you know, make our plans and begin to unfold them. It's just a great time because the days are getting longer and everything is sprouting up outside, and so we can sort of feel the world coming to life underneath us and around us, and so definitely within us as well, and that's great for getting a start on our year. And then the waxing gibbous moon in Virgo, it's a time to act toward the culmination or partial culmination of some goals for that full moon celebration coming up on Saturday. And in Virgo, you know, we're just all about setting things right or mending fences, healing, whatever it takes to help things along. So those are really good vibes during the waxing gibbous moon. It really helps us, aids us in acting from the heart, you know, taking initiative from the heart to get things done in a helpful way. We have these Mercury aspects here that will be with us just today and no longer. Mercury sextile Mars and Mercury square Pluto together have had us sort of acting to meet the challenge of our transformations, right? And we talked a lot about, you know, these green ideas that we have, these fresh green ideas that we have in Sun Aries. You know, needing to find a fertile place to grow roots. And while these aspects were in effect, Mercury actually moved out of Aries and into Taurus. So Taurus is very much about putting down roots, finding security and nourishment in something that is familiar, right? So, you know, I think that's really what that vibe has been about. Just, you know, we're going through transformation at this time. Our seeds have turned into sprouts. Our sprouts want to turn into plants that bear fruit, right? So, you know, as we go through that transformation, we just have to act to secure the right circumstances for our ideas to really thrive. Jupiter conjunct Neptune, it's raining good vibrations and positive creative potential on our lives for the next 2 weeks. It's really kind of exciting. It's very inspiring. It's a very sort of blustery and watery vibe. Jupiter is sky and Neptune is water. So, you know, I don't know. I live in a part of the world where we have a little bit of we jokingly call it a monsoon season in the springtime because it really just rains all through March, on and off, sometimes more on than off. And so, you know, maybe that sort of relates to the season that we're in. Maybe we're getting a lot more rain. You know, those April showers bring May flowers, right? So let's enjoy the incoming positivity, the incoming inspiration and creativity that's coming, and, you know, see what we can do with it. Conjunct is amplifying of both of these energies, so if you're not feeling it, I would be a little bit surprised. Sun sextile Saturn, though, would be the thing that helps us keep our heads dry, right? So this is with us, that's with us for 2 weeks. This is with us for 1 week. It helps us keep our eyes on the security prize while we're sort of playing in the puddles of creative inspiration, you know, the abundant faculty to have new ideas and have better creative ideas about what we can be, do, and have. Sun sextile Saturn really helps us maintain our focus on what keeps us secure, helps us continue to act on what it is that we have to act on to, you know, sort of maintain the lifestyle to which we've become accustomed to living. Moon trine Uranus, great lunar vibe for the day. Starts off sort of in the middle of the morning. So these are ideal vibes for a change of heart or a change in the home. Trine functioning says, that we can do that without any drama or chaos. Still, I always recommend, if you're making changes in the home, make sure you have conversations with the people around you. At this time, it shouldn't be a problem at all about the changes you plan to make. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this comes back to sort of, for me, to planting seeds, right? Page of Pentacles is a beginner in life. Page of Pentacles is sort of a young adult figure, a person who doesn't have a lot of experience, but in this case does have a little bit of resources and might have some good ideas about how to use those resources to, transform this seed of what do I want to say? Resource potential, okay, into something that grows more resource potential for us. That's what Pentacles are about. It's about your health, wealth, and your finances, especially. So, those physical things that you have access to, those physical resources, but it's also about the inner resource that is given us with Pentacles, and that's the resource, the ability to grow, the ability to nurture the things that we want to grow into life and, into abundance. So Page of Pentacles, we're just beginning. That's really appropriate for Sun and Aries. It's really appropriate also for Mercury and Taurus. We're just beginning, and we have a good little package of resources here that we can make use of, and now it's time to start to implement those resources. Page of Pentacles taken with the Four of Wands. To me, this looks to me like we went on that adventure, that Two of Wands and Three of Wands adventure, where we pulled our resources together and pushed them into a plan and watched the plan unfold, and now we've got some success, right? So we're coming back back home to celebrate with our families and our friends and our loved ones this success that we have, and the success we have is this seed package that we can plant, right? It's what we gained from it's the physical resource that we gained from our spirited adventure forward. So, we've come back, we've gained something, and now we get to go on the journey of planting our seeds, watching our ideas and our investments grow, and nurturing them so that they grow well. And nurturing them means just watching them, paying attention to what's happening, watering the plant when it gets dry, right? Providing some nutrients if it looks a little sallow. So just remember that the skills that it takes to cause our physical resources to grow abundantly are very similar to the skills that it takes for us to grow a plant, like a tomato plant, if you've ever grown one of those. It's very close to the skills it takes to, keep a child or a pet alive or a human alive, right? You just have to make sure that it's getting the right amount of water and enough sunlight, a stable foundation from which to grow, and, also just the air around it as well is important. So Page of Pentacles, we've made a good start. It's time to, bring forward our investment and see what we can do with it. And celebrate what we have, folks, while we have it. Celebrate it with your community, with your friends and family. I think that's all I have to say about that today, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the heck out of y'all. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today.